Don't play with it.
Hey, I just wanted to go ahead and get us started without telling y'all because the party has
my girl back, Double H.
What's happening? What's happening? We missed you last week, Helen.
Likewise.
We have missed
we
you
love
last week.
I love y'all. I don't show up, but I promise it's not intentional, and I'm gonna go by Yashika. My girl said, "Live my life." So just know, I'm just.
That's right.
And you are.
Gotta live.
And you are.
Live it up.
I'm following you. You are.
Living life. Well, y'all, we are.
That's not the only one you're following.
Oh, a whole lot more about that later. Everybody who's watching right now, be sure to go to TikTok, share the page. Y'all, we're going to have a good time tonight. We're talking about a few things, few disturbing matters. We'll get to that here in just a little bit. But welcome to Rebrand Us. Let's go ahead and get it started.
Sometimes you got to go look at yourself and go, I'm ready to relinquish this.
I'm one of them people, hey, you got to give a man a day in court.
The underlining of all of it is authenticity, right?
She's making them money, so they gonna put the camera on her because she's paid.
I think the prize is the other person. We have not integrated in the United States. Start buying some of the things that we have to offer. Then we will see a difference in how we act as Black people.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
I'm excited.
What's the house, everybody?
What's happening, everybody? We got comments coming in already. Miss Deborah Collette. Happy
What's going on, Deborah?
Belated birthday. I know she was out in Vegas. Good evening, family, she said. You know, I like it when they say family.
Because we family. That's because we are.
All right, y'all. Welcome to Rebrand Us. I'm your host. My name is Anthony Goodson. We're going to have fun tonight. We're going to educate tonight. We're going to learn. We may even cry. Who knows? Welcome back, Helen. Thank you for being back on time this week. Before we move on to Yashika, please tell them how they can contact you or see you on your podcast.
Oh, right. It's on all platforms at Honestly Helen, Spotify, Google, radio, not YouTube, not yet, but
radio.
Everywhere else.
Go check it out. Honestly Helen, it's right there at the bottom. Yashika, how you doing this week?
I'm doing good. I'm making it. Doing my best to make it.
And her earrings so pretty.
Thank you, baby. You know what? I heard radio and I thought of radio. Cool, good, Jr.
I gotta
I'll
bring it back.
Bring it back.
I'll bring it back. Zach, what's up, my man?
My man, what's happening? What's happening? Good to see Miss Helen back. We missed you. You know, the young stallion of the team.
Absolutely.
We got all these old other stallions.
Be careful. Be careful.
Damn. I'm sorry.
That's right. Don't make this be your last Wednesday.
I wasn't ready. What's up, Ace? How you doing?
I'm doing good. What's up, world? How everybody doing out there? Hey, West Virginia. We see y'all logged in. Y'all keep supporting.
West V.
So, what y'all think West Virginia known for?
Football, college football.
Oh,
basically.
What's that known for? Tell us. I don't know.
I didn't listen. I just know they got a brother called North
Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
There's no North Virginia.
We gonna get a GoFundMe for her in the AC unit.
I'll give to the fund. I'll be the first donation.
Nah, I need a GoFundMe for that PG&E when I get that AC unit. Okay, not the AC unit. Pay that bill.
Monthly bill. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, y'all. Hey, look, I want to kind of get to something kind of disturbing. Let's get that part out of the way. I don't know if y'all have seen this. It's been very interesting. I just saw it just before the show. Somebody brought it to my attention, so I wanted to go ahead and say it. It really is very disturbing. I sound like I'm making some jokes, but I'm not. Kerry Scott, my man, what's happening? Coal mining, he says. Hey, Kiki watching. Hello, everyone. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. My man, Dan Trapp. Dan, stay here. Someone say West Virginia. Hey, he's somebody I grew up with. Yeah, in West Virginia. You give us some tips. All right. So this thing happened in Chicago the other day. I don't know if y'all have seen this. This is very, very, very disturbing. Now, of course, rebranding started off about race relations with us and the United States, trying to make things a whole lot better. This is the reason why we started. So I don't want to really dive into this too much. We got way too much going on with Trump and Kamala and other things. But I do want to touch on this, and maybe we can bring it back at a different time, and we'll talk more about it. But if y'all have not seen this, I want y'all to see this. Here you go.
Sheriff's Office. Two houses down, I think.
Was something that happened earlier.
Okay, perfect. What is your last name? Shouldn't have to think about your last name.
Okay. Let me see. Okay. Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
I
rebuke you in the name of
You
Jesus.
better not. I swear to God, I'll shoot you right in your face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the pot! Drop the pot! Drop the 19 shots fired. Shots fired! Shots fired!
She grabs the silver pot with red and white cooking mittens. The pot. Her hands are in the air.
There's much more to that than
Man.
there's much more than that than what we showed, but very, very interesting. I have the other piece in slow motion. I'll show that again here in just a little bit. But basically, there's a lady by the name of Sonia Massey. She lives, I believe that was in Chicago.
Yeah.
And so apparently there was a disturbance somewhere around her neighborhood. Police was called. I don't know if she called them or who, but police was called. They get there and they're asking her a few questions. To be honest with you, she was acting a little strange. I thought maybe somebody was in the house and she didn't know how to tell the police. Maybe I've been watching too many movies. But she was acting a little bit strange. They ended up coming into the house. A lot of the video was cut out. And then what we saw is she was cooking something on the stove. She had a hot pot of water. The comment was made, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, because they thought she was going to throw it on them. She was like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Water.
It's water. So then they pulled a gun on her, of course. We saw that, and shots fired. That's what we saw. I'm going to show the last piece in slow motion.
Hold on. After she puts her hands in the air.
Hold on, you'll see this. I'm going to show this one piece, and this is going to explain everything.
She grabs the silver pot with red and white cooking mittens. The pot. Her hands are in the air.
See, that's extremely disturbing to see something like that because there was no weapon involved. And so, the question must be posed. Is this a racial situation? Now, my answer to that is yes. Let me tell you why. Because I feel like they did not shoot her because she was black. However, Ace, I'm going to let you finish it.
You know what?
Would they shoot her if she was white? That's the way I would finish it.
Nah, I don't. But you know what disturbs me? The whole thing is disturbing. And I've been knowing about the situation. I've read it and I've heard everything. But that's my first time watching because I didn't want to see the video. But, he told her, "You bet not. I'll shoot you in your effing face." And he shot her in the eye, and the bullet came out of her neck.
Well, that was much more graphic than seeing it. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Wow.
he shot her in the face like he told her he would, and it's just crazy. Like to me, it was like he had to get joy out of it. Somebody's hands are in the air and they going down like this. A little skinny woman this big. I mean, I don't even see what the threat was.
Yes, water. What damage would it have really done if she had thrown the water? You get what I mean?
I mean, even if it was hot boiling water, he could have threatened a taser.
To me, it seemed like a power move. It didn't seem racial to me, but I could be. Maybe I'm naive, and I possibly. But he was like, "Power! I'll shoot you in your face." He's just like.
He had to get his notch on his belt. You ain't killed a nigga yet. You ain't killed a nigga
Honestly,
yet.
It's starting to feel like this is a hazing for white cops.
They've already proved it. The FBI have already infiltrated and they've uncovered the gang. There are black gangs, white gangs, Mexican gangs within the police department, and they've uncovered. And most of them, you got to get that murder under your belt.
I would like to address the question that Joanne Guilford said here. She said, "Why was a gun Why was the gun the first to go? All right, so
no, the first go-to. He went to it.
Oh, that was the first go-to.
All right, so the question for that to me is when I think about a police officer, and y'all know I know things are different today than they used to be. I think about Barney Fife. Barney Fife had one bullet and a gun, and the bullet wasn't even in the gun. It was up in his pocket. He didn't have to use it. Andy didn't even carry a gun, the Andy Griffith Show. And so he walked around and he policed the whole town with words. And in maybe a jail that didn't have a key too far. Now, don't get me wrong, that was Mayberry, and the rest of the world, even at that time, wasn't like that. But the idea that we don't need to go around with a gun and that kind of power and shooting and this, maybe there's another way for us to go through this process other than thinking first, shoot first, as a police officer. To me, that is the world that we should be living in. We're so far removed from that. That's the scary part.
I have a question. Do you think it's a training problem?
Absolutely.
You think they're not getting enough training, in healthcare, I was an administrator forever. And when you really need people, and I'm here to say it, and I was an administrator forever, when you really, really need people, you train, but you probably don't train as much as you should when you're in a pinch.
Yeah.
So they may be training these people to just get them out. They're not doing enough mental health. They're not doing enough to train them, but they need them because, there's not a lot of police officers on the street and they need them now. So we'll give you this little quick training and send you on your way, because to me, that's a training thing. What y'all think?
You got a license to kill. You got a license to kill when you're a cop. You got a license to kill. I don't know if it's training or is it maybe these ones we used to beat up on 50 years ago, 15, 20 years.
50 years ago?
That
put you at what age?
The key word I think is evaluation, and it's evaluation and the fact that low income neighborhoods are training grounds.
Yeah,
that's
they are.
You go there to get your feet wet and learn, and then as you progress and you get more adapt to the job, then you move out to the nicer places. So it's like you got hothead, unevaluated people in our neighborhoods.
It's like having a doctor who has malpractice lawsuit. You go sue his insurance, but he can still go over here to Medical City Plato and do the same thing.
Right.
We don't have those problems at Methodist Colorado. Great place.
I think training plays a part in it. But I think my question is to that training is, if we peel back just the entire police force at its basis, it is to serve and protect. So what part of the training are we training on protecting? Even if you got a gun, like I feel like the non-lethal protecting should be 95% of your training. And the last 5% is okay. If you done shot the taser, you done got the baton, you might got a broken rib at this point, you might have to use deadly force. But we're at the point where, and this is what saddens me about this entire situation, every other unarmed Black person has lost their life to the cop. Because I literally just made a statement a few weeks ago. 4th of July, actually, there was a little altercation and I wasn't sure. And I almost wanted to call the cops because we were involved. And I was like, hey, and I said that out loud, and everybody around me was like, you better not ever call no fucking cops if some shit going down, because that's gonna make it worse. And I defended, I was like, no, they're here to protect us. Even me knowing all the BS that has happened in this country prior. And then seeing this, I felt my whole heart break, because I have that last little pebble that believed in the police force. I probably will be dying and I'm not calling the cops. I'm just gonna have to die. It's my time.
It's a great comment, but unfortunately the enforcer is the reason why we're like that. They enforced us to be like that. Because of the actions that happens once they come up, it actually gets worse sometimes.
Right.
I'd rather see a fight than a killing.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna call the killers in.
Absolutely.
Let's go to the comments. The Goodsons are here.
Hey,
Tiffany, she said her heart is broken. Let's go to the bottom of the comments. We got a good one here. It says, my nephew is an officer in Detroit. He said they are actually trained to reach for tasers before pistols.
So they're ignoring their training.
It's what it sounds like.
What's going on, Mike?
Michael Anderson,
Big Mike.
Speaking of big, here go your boy Big Cat.
That's my baby. Come on.
I don't want to call him Big Cat.
You better.
What's up, Big Cat?
I
don't like that.
That's my brother, y'all.
It's all training. Officers have
B-Mac.
options on their belt, but not everyone use what they have been taught. Leslie,
Right.
hey Leslie, she says hello earlier. Police were not created to protect and serve us. They were designed to regulate and control us. That's still the
Very
MO.
true. Yeah,
I
yeah.
100%
What's up,
agree.
Leslie?
Yes, indeed.
And I have one other quick question, because we talked about one last week. I think we talked red flags, or was it the week before?
Right.
And for what is it, the sergeant that's over the police officers? Is there any red flags that they see? I'm sure there is.
Right.
There has to be red flags that these people are putting off, because the way he talked to her about that, you can tell how he talks, how he speaks to
He
people.
apparently had he has either 4 or 2 DUIs, but he has a background.
6
Like,
jobs,
Red
4
flag.
years. 6 jobs, 4 years.
Wow.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
it's
Wow.
no different
And they
than what
all
we
got
doing.
that. Now that you say that, I think most of the cops that get caught and they get tried, they always got a background. They're not clean cops. They've never
Red
been.
flags.
Yeah.
And how you get employed, like to your point, I think it was Zach or was it Ace? You can mess up and still go get a job at the medical or whatever. Like,
Yeah, that probably was me. That wasn't Ace. That probably was me.
It wasn't profound enough for me, but I
Right.
get what he's saying.
Yeah, it probably was me. I speak more knowledge than he do.
gotcha, my bad. Thanks, Zach.
You scored
Yeah,
high on the what's the test? The ASVAB.
ASVAB.
He scored higher than me.
Nah,
on
not the ASVAB.
Hey, I got cussed out. Damn near.
It's one of them. It's one of them situations. Unfortunately, all of us are correct. If we all
Yeah.
5 said it's because of this, it's because of this, it's because of this, it's actually because of all those things.
Yeah.
And it comes down to there's no accountability. And the sad part about it is there are good cops, there are great cops out there,
Right.
but it's overshadowed because the system doesn't hold bad cops accountable.
Cops are the new black people.
Tiffany Gilliland said,
That's
I read
tough.
somewhere where he
That's
was in 6 departments in 4 years and it was under investigation at all of them.
Yeah.
So how was he still able to
Crazy
wear a
work.
badge
See?
if that's true?
Crazy.
Wow.
Pass the trash. They get a chance to re-sign
That's true,
instead of
too.
fired. No
Pass
beings
the
on record.
trash.
And then what happens, y'all know, is they get put on some kind of administrative leave with pay.
With
Yeah.
pay.
With pay.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna get homeless?
So
That's
Yeah.
something I heard today. So let's see how correct this is. Dr. Umar Johnson said that the only reason he was immediately arrested and charged is because we're getting ready to come up on this election, and Democrats cannot allow to make black people mad in that state. And I'm not up on policy. I guess that's a vote, state, color, whatever.
Well, that's
they
Illinois,
say.
so they're blue state.
Okay, so he says a blue state. So he said, mark his word, the trial will drag out until after the election. And even if he's arrested, he said, even if he's found guilty,
Okay.
it'll be appealed or whatever. So I said, I'm saying that to say, let's see what happens.
Well, hey, look, I didn't want to start tonight off somber, but I thought it was something necessary for us to kind of mention.
Pass the trash.
Pass the trash.
That's the lesson of the night. Pass the trash.
Pass the trash like you used to do.
Hey,
Pass
pass.
the
Hey, that's
trash.
that Martin. Hey, pass the trash. Like
Like
You used to do.
somebody in the middle of the show look a little confused. They don't know.
I
what
know.
As she fans and sips.
That's funny.
You know what's crazy? Was Helen born when that episode?
Well, Helen
came
probably
out?
wasn't even born when they came.
Yeah.
You born when that came
Is that like Martin the show?
That's
Martin,
Martin.
yeah. That was probably the next to the last,
Yeah.
or third from the last season.
You're
So that's
aging
like
yourself.
93, 94. You probably
You're
wasn't.
aging yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah,
I was being proud of.
So Linnell Elite said they get training. Some officers just not meant to be in the streets or be a police officer. That's a great point. We can
That's
stop it
good.
right there. They get the training. They're just not meant to be police, even with the training.
Very true.
When they're faced with real life situations, they choke. That gun is their handicap. They need to be honest with themselves and pick another career. Dietrich is
That's
always
my
bringing
sister,
the pain. The same reason Trump can be president, there is no accountability or discipline to anything.
Come on.
Y'all on fire.
They on fire
yeah,
tonight, aren't they?
They on fire tonight. Y'all keep them coming. Look, we're
Yo.
going to change the tune a little bit.
Could have
Right
sent the
before the
string
show,
yard.
We had a
Right.
show. We had a show topic. We're going to go ahead and eliminate that. We're going to talk a little bit more about life in general. I think Helen was the one who brought it up, and I even actually had a game accidentally made for it. But here's the question of the night. It's not even a question, it's a statement. Live your life. Live your life. What does that mean to you, and how do you actually do it? Live your life.
Or do you do it?
Yeah, you do it.
Do you accomplish it?
And there's a difference between living and surviving.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There was a great philosopher once named Shock G who said, "Do what you like."
Do what you like.
Ever since I was little and heard that song, that's what I've did my whole life.
The body count video is deeply disturbing. Project 25 makes that. Oh yeah, we got to talk more about that Project 25.
It makes it unquestionable.
Yeah, so live your life, Yashika. How in the world can a person accomplish that feat? How do you live your life? What does that even mean? Actually, let's start with Helen since she's the one who.
No, you did it right. You did it right.
No, he didn't. He got it right the second time. Come on, Helen.
Go first. No, you go first.
No, y'all ain't living your life right
now. I'm all ears. Look.
Okay.
Y'all not living your life right now.
That's right.
To the point, Yashika made a comment before we started recording because I was apologizing. I was missing some of the lies that the team has been doing. And I was like, but y'all not just be out here being grown. And she was like, you should live your life. And ironically, I literally just had a conversation with a coworker saying that exact same thing because she's an elderly Asian woman. So if you know anything about the Asian culture, they are very family oriented. And they also are and they listen to their family. So they don't really have a life. They have their parents' vision for them. And she's very much along with that. She takes care of dad. Her dad is currently in hospice. She takes care of her kids. She caters to her husband. She's not technically happy in her marriage through the conversation I've had with her. And so her dad, she has to get together with her family and discuss if they're going to keep him on life support or pull the plug. And I was like, well, to be very honest with you, I need you to take this moment and really just sit in what have you done in your life when your time comes for that? Because yes, you're catering to your kids and your husband. That's not guaranteed they're going to do the same thing to you when you're in this situation. You might be all by yourself. And if that's the case, what memories are going to keep you warm at night? What things that you have done to say, oh, I've lived a good life are going to keep you comfort when that time comes? And I think we get so caught up in catering to other people or being involved, and even as parents in our kids' lives, that you forget to live. Like you still have a life. And I just kept saying, you have a life. This is your only life. As much as you want your dad to continue, you have the same opportunity. Like you can't sit here. And then I was like, do something small, like just take a day off because she doesn't like taking days off because then her work piles up. And I was like, can you just stop? You mean to tell me your dad is dying right now? I'm telling you, take a day off. And your first response is, but then work is going to be busy the next day. Fuck that work. And excuse my language, but I said it just like that.
Oh, let's get it there.
Those are excuses. Work's going to be too much. Oh, if I do it, I can't do this. You get this one life, y'all. We don't get do-overs. We don't get take-backs. Sandra did not, Sandra? Massey is her last name. Sonia, but she did not intend for her life to end that night. She had plans, hopefully, and goals.
Yeah,
we don't know that could be
spaghetti.
That's why
like living her life and it got cut short. And so we are in this, we operate off of
the cemetery is full of plans and goals.
Absolutely.
That's just a fact.
It's the richest place on earth.
Yeah, and I tell people all the time, that money truck is not gonna follow the hearse. It don't work like that. So you have to get out and you have to live. I think it's really important. Time, I probably said it before, but to me, when I think about living your life, I think about time. And we don't understand how important time is. Yeah. Every time a minute ticks away, that's your minute on what's today, the 24th, June 24th, 2024. That minute went by, that's your last minute. That's it.
You're a month behind.
Sir?
You're a month behind, July.
Yes. Oh, July. Sorry, sir. It's just a time thing. And I think we have to be, like Helen said, more mindful. I remember I was flying from Africa. I was in Amsterdam, and we were running because we got to catch the other plane to get to Atlanta to get back home. And she stopped me. She said, stop. You Americans, all you do is go, go, go. When do you live? Mm-hmm. She asked me. You got time. If you missed a plane, okay. When do you live? And so I guess that's my question to everybody that's listening is when do you live and how do you live?
And I can attest to what she's saying. When I was stationed in Belgium, when they say 6 o'clock, they shut down at 6 o'clock. Ain't no coming 6:30. You walk in and when those restaurants in Belgium, they close down. I can understand what she's saying. You know what I mean? Yashika's absolutely right. They it's about family over there. We're not about family over here. It's about money and going to go get it.
Yep.
Dan Trev says, I got tired of living the life I was living after I lost everything. It took years and I'm grateful where I am nowadays. I'm obsessed with time now.
Go ahead.
Absolutely, Dan.
What I like, Have y'all ever seen this sign? I think this sign speaks so strong to me. Have you ever seen? It's a meme, but it's a true meme, and it's like a billboard at some Quickie Lube or something like that. And at the top it says, "We lost Dan today." Sorry, Dan, I didn't mean to use your name. We lost Billy today. Billy died. Funeral is going to be tomorrow. And at the bottom it says, "Now hiring." And that speaks. So he died, but we're going to replace you really quickly.
It puts things in perspective because time is so precious. I know I really learned that lesson. In 07, I was at my brother's funeral, and I remember I walked out to church. I hate funerals, so I remember I walked out to church and I was standing on the porch. And as I walked out to church, standing on the porch, the DART bus pulled up and picked somebody up on the bus stop, sitting right in front of the church. And I was like, "Damn, my brother in there in the casket, and that person getting on the bus going somewhere." That DART bus, that bus was on schedule. That bus didn't stop because my brother was in there. You know, that bus wasn't late or delayed or nothing like that. Time keeps moving.
Right.
And I remember that moment. I was like, damn. You know, I just looked at that bus and I was like, damn.
And it's gonna happen in a relationship too. She gonna think about you 30 days later. She got another. Okay.
Well, I guess.
Time and place for everything, Zach.
You know, Les Brown.
You see, that's supposed to be a serious moment. He decided to take the win right out his sails, didn't he?
Man, you know, Les Brown talks about ideal situation of death, right? He says, man, woman, idea of death is they're on their deathbed in their home, surrounded by friends and family, and they leaving this earth with love, and you know, the love around them, and they see in their faces, you know, that's the last thing they see. They go. Said, "Would imagine if you was in that same deathbed, but instead of being family and friends, it was every dream, every purpose you had, every idea you had." That was surrounding your bed, and they all sitting there looking at you with angry eyes, and they saying, "Because of you, I was never able to be. Now I got to die with you." No, they mad at you because like, now I got to die because you died, because you didn't never share me with the world. He said, you know, imagine that, your goals and dreams looking at you, telling you it's your fault that they can't
Boy,
be here.
Listen, I got a baby mama. I will never want to look over me like that. Hey,
on that note, though, like that's real talk. Even when relationships, especially our romantic ones, like I have been in 2 5-year relationships, and I'm 29. So almost not half my life, but a big chunk of my life.
You gotta get another hobby.
It's low key. Like I call myself a serial dater in the sense that I'm always in serious relationships. I don't do 2-3 months. Like if I'm with you, I'm trying to figure out how this future goes, and I'm trying to work it out. All that to say, with the last 5-year relationship, what it really taught me is like, when we recognize red flags or we're not being loved the way we want to be loved, I can't get those 5 years back. I can't go back and be like, "Hey, Helen, girl, leave." She just said, they behind me. And so we stay in relationships with people, and we let people drain us, and we let people change us, and we let people direct us. And then we want to get mad at them. When at the end of the day, I allowed that man to do what he did to me. And
but it's how you want to be loved. Doesn't mean that he can love the way you want him to love.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I'm saying. If I would have identified that sooner, like, okay, I want to be loved this way, and I've expressed this to him, and he cannot do it.
But that don't mean that you let him go. That don't mean that you let him go because he ain't loving like you. Because we talking about the time. We show love in a different way. We show love in a different way.
Absolutely.
You know,
he should have did it. He should have did it in a timely manner.
Hey, you better go on my. There's not nobody gonna tell you I'm sensitive. They gonna tell you I ain't emotional either. My kids will tell you that he is not emotional.
Now, when I say sensitive, I don't mean emotional. I just mean certain topics. You'll like child porn or unshaved arms. Listen to this, y'all. Zach, shaved arms or unshaved arms?
God damn it, unshaved.
Zach, child support or no child support?
Hey, child support, because you know I'm almost done with it.
All right. I'm with you on that one. Hey, look, let's change the tune a little bit. We got not really a this or that. We got some thought-provoking questions, but we're gonna do it in the game, I guess, kind of way. So this portion of the show is obviously brought to you by Jag Vacations. Travel, call 903-348-5655 for all your vacation needs. And you don't have to be in the 903 area code. You can be anywhere in the country to make this phone call, and it can actually happen. Call Jag Vacation. All right, so this next portion, I really just wanted to kind of add some thought-provoking questions to you guys, and I want to see what y'all think. Oops, let me put that back up. I want to see what y'all think about these particular questions. This is the first one I'm going to do. What's the most memorable moment you've ever had?
Oh, that's deep.
Wow.
That's deep. I don't know.
You know what? I already knew these questions, so I'll answer first, giving y'all a chance to answer. So actually, I talked to Tiffany about this earlier, I believe. I'm going to go ahead and give it. I had a lot of moments. My daughter was born. You know, you've been married. It's a lot of things that happen in your life. But I think the most memorable I went to New York City with my parents for their first time. I'd been a couple times. And me and my dad was sitting there on the red steps, if y'all ever been to New York City. And the wind was right. It was in the spring or the fall. I can't remember, but the weather was just perfect. And my dad was like, he looked over to me and he said, "This is really cool." And I said to him, I said, "Drink it up. Sit here, look out and just drink it up and enjoy the moment." And just like the weather was perfect. About a month later, he called me up and he had been homesick from New York. He was homesick to New York. He loved that trip and vacation so much. He called me up and he said, "You know what I'm doing right now?" I said, "What?" He said, "Man, I'm just drinking up the moment of New York." So he drunk it up then, but he was feeling it a month later. And to me, that's probably the most memorable moment, the New York portion of it that I've ever had.
Nice.
And we travel lots of times, but that one probably stands out more than anything else to me. Ace, on you.
Dang. It's a lot. I can't pinpoint. We're gonna keep the upbeat part of the show going. So I'll say, when I hit Playa del Carmen, and I realized that I had been an idiot my whole life until that point.
You hit what?
When I Playa del Carmen, Mexico. When I reached,
what's her name again?
Yeah, I didn't
know he was a player.
Was
I was
Carmen
like,
her last name?
you hit that player mode.
I thought her last name was Carmen.
when I got to Playa del Carmen and we got to the resort and we put our stuff in the room and I went out on the balcony and I looked out, saw the water, and you couldn't tell where the sky began and ended and where the water ended. And I had never ever wanted to travel before in my life. I just didn't want to. And then when I got there and seen that, I was like, and this place is more beautiful than this on earth. And I was like, wow, all the time I could have been traveling.
So Jeff says, he said, "Hope everyone is good. How do you guys
feel?" Jeff.
Okay, we're gonna come back to that one, Jeff. We're gonna come back to
We've been looking for you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Is that the Jeff? Is that the
I think so.
Yeah, we owe you a t-shirt. We owe you a t-shirt. Please
Drop your
send us
information. Yeah.
The Michael Anderson Project, he says, "Being the first male in my family, mother or father side, to graduate from college, Alcorn State."
Already. That's a good thing.
It's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. Jeff, he goes back, he says, "Hope you guys feel, how do you feel about Kamala?" We'll talk about that in just a little bit. So stay tuned, Jeff. We want you to stay tuned. We've been looking for you. All right. One of y'all, do y'all want to answer that question? I have more.
Oh, Mommy's Roman Joe. My baby. You know, that's what, you know, it's kind of what you expect for people to say. But when I had my son, up until I saw his face, I didn't think I was going to have him. For some reason, I didn't think I deserved him. You know, how could God give me such a thing, you know? And my love for him it's grown substantially. But it's just every time I see him, I see that first time that we saw each other. It's my baby.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I can't wait to see him. He'll be here soon. I'm looking forward to it.
I can go. So I've been thinking about, I have a lot of memorable moments, but I'm trying to pick one that's also like, I think I remember up until the time I'm dead and gone or close to that age. And it was a conversation I had with my mom. I was on my way to shop, actually. I was in college. I went to our shopping center and I was telling her how I wanted to buy something, but I didn't want to because I wanted to make sure I had enough. Like I wanted to have money because we grew up poor. We grew up struggling. And so I never wanted to spend more. I never wanted to spend money on myself, to be honest. Like I was pinching pennies. And my mom said to me, she was like, "When you dead and gone, who's gonna get that money, Helen? The government. So you go in there and you go spend that damn money." And I think it was so impactful because one, my mom, we struggled. So my mom ain't have money and she also was always trying to find ways to save. And two, it just like something in me just like freed. I was like, shit, she right. Like if I was to get hit by a bus right now, and at the time I maybe had like $500 in my account, the government finna get my money, and I didn't want to go buy this $20 dress because just in case I need the $20 later. And I always tell like that was such a defining moment for me to have money, but not to limit myself because I grew up without. Like this is if I have it, my bills paid, spend it. It'll be another check. So that I think is my most memorable moment.
But on that note, put me down as a beneficiary just in
case. Hey, bro. Hey, I was thinking the same thing.
All right, Zach, you got one?
Nah, man, I was gonna comment what you just said. I was gonna tell Helen, like, say, put your boy down. If something happened to you, I know the 405 be reckless. You know what I mean?
Shut up. That can't be your memorable moment.
Question number 2. All right, let's go to the comments before we get to that one. Tony, good.
Yeah, y'all didn't tell us y'all moments. I want to know.
Be sure to tell us y'all moment. We will read them out. Marine Corps boot camp. Oh, okay.
I bet.
Very memorable, I'm sure.
Marine Corps,
especially in what, like 1968.
That's back then. That's when it was.
And he was black.
And a black man.
That's when it was real.
Yeah, that's tough.
That man had to hold his breath 10 times harder.
Yeah.
Jeff is from Ohio, by the way, y'all. So we're gonna get you, Jeff. We've been looking
for you. Come on, Jeff.
Right, so the next question that I have. What life lesson have you learned the hard way that you hope your kids get from you the easy way? You know what? Before I'll let y'all think about that.
Solid.
The reason why this question is so tough is because you almost want your kids to learn the hard way so that they can get it in the way that you got it. The major difference between hard way and easy way is, like Helen's been saying, it's time. Learning things the hard way takes time. Learning but it runs deep. Learning things the easy way, it's quick, but it don't run too deep. I'm gonna take a chance, and then maybe later I'll learn the hard way. So that's a really tough, loaded question, if you ask me. Now that I've stalled a little time, I'll let y'all answer that.
Go ahead.
I don't. Man, that's a rough one. No, I mean it's not time, but I would say finding your purpose early. Searching for your purpose. I think if you can do that early, life is kind of it's an easier path.
You know what DMX said? You have to trust people. You have to trust all people. Have you ever seen that before? He said you have to trust people to be who they are. If they are a liar, trust them to be a liar.
Trust them to be a liar.
If they're a thief, trust them to be a thief. And I think that with my daughter, it's really, how does she go along trusting? Because as a man with a daughter, when you send her out into the world, you think to yourself, how is she going to get along with this world? Because everybody is not trustworthy. And so if I could get that lesson out there, I live in Dallas. Dallas was scary for me when I was a kid. Like, oh, Dallas, right? But as a man, when I send her off, she tells me she wants to move to Japan or New York or whatever. How can and she's a little something too. So now, trust your instinct, the red flags of life. That to me is probably the one thing that I wish I could give her and she could just take. I don't care about her having money. She can work hard for that. I don't care about her having life lessons either. She can work hard for most of those. But just the trust factor of life, that's the one thing that takes too much time. And if you get burnt the wrong time, you only get one time. Or you could get burnt one time and it'll change the way you think in a negative way. Women who get raped, and I hate to use that example, molested as a child, they see men differently as they grow up. And so there's good men who don't get a good chance because of that situation. So trusting to me is one.
That's a good one. Mine was going to be along those lines, but I wasn't sure if that was applicable. So along the same lines though, but not, I would say it's trust, but it's really like friendships. I struggled a lot with letting people stay in my life as a friend way longer than they needed to. And I'm a giver. So people also not being taken advantage of. So like being true. Yeah, but knowing how to say no and not feeling bad about it. That's something that I learned too much money later with these motherfuckers. Learning how to say no.
Last question. That was good. Last question. So this is a little bit easier. If you could ask, if God is sitting right here on this podcast right now, if you could ask God any question and receive a direct answer, what will it be, Zach?
Why'd you give me this my youngest baby mama? I don't care about nothing else. But why'd you do this to me? I promise you that'll be my right hand to God. Why?
He'll say, "My son, I sent you several red flags.
Hey, I swear to God, I'd ask him, like, of all people, her.
I gotta meet this lady.
I do too.
Right.
I have got to meet this lady.
And you never will.
Me
I would never
too.
show you a picture of her. I would never
Oh, Zach,
do. No.
I'm your friend.
How
I'll
many
get
kids you
there.
got by her?
One.
You only got one child?
No, I got two.
Oh, but that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll never see her. I would never in my life ever show a picture of her. Ever.
Leslie Garrett says, "Don't let the opinions of others predict where and how you move in life. Most people who judge and live in a bubble, bound by others' opinions and influenced by their fears."
Let me ask this question. Now, when people come off and they give their comments, do they live by that?
I believe they do.
I think so. I think on our show they do. Okay. Everywhere else, I don't know, but I think our show we real. Like, don't come. I don't think people gonna come here and try and fake. I would like to think
this is a comfortable space.
Right.
For people to come and say what they need to say. This is a good space. Yeah. Leslie says she do because she does. I knew it already.
So we want to let you know we see
you can say anything you want with total and complete immunity.
What do you see when you look at me?
That's right.
I just found an opportunity to play it.
That's right.
On point.
If you could ask God any question and receive a direct answer, what would it be, Yashika?
I probably would say, why me? You know, why was I the one that made it out? You know, why was I the one? I was the first in my family. I'm the first everything. College graduate.
My mind went somewhere else. Made it after. Never mind. No, we'll talk about it after the show.
After what? Just like, why me? You know, I've had a lot of, like I was talking about my baby. You know, when I had him, I didn't feel like, I couldn't believe that I would be blessed with such a precious gift. And then I got another one.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I would just say, because I'm the first in my family, I've worked hard for everything I've ever received, but when I say I worked hard, I did work hard, but I know if God wasn't in it, it would have never came to fruition. So I just would say, why me? Because I feel it. God talks to me, and He's always I didn't know in this capacity where I would be today, but I know in 10 years I'll be, I'm taking steps. When God's ready for me to take another step, I take another step.
Now, was He with you when you was doing this?
Was he with you? Was he with you when you were doing that? I think he was with me, but I don't think he was with you. That's why you got that baby mama you got.
Right.
Zach gonna have another real soon. Yeah. All right, y'all. Hey, look, that was brought to you by Jack Vacation and Travel. For all your travel needs, call 903-348-5.
Right there, you did me like that. On national television. Look at him.
Ziana said facts. I don't know. Maybe.
Don't do it, Ed. Don't do it.
I don't know.
Don't you do it.
We'll see y'all in 2 minutes.
Rebrand us. It's motivating, inspiring. It's a conversation that needs to be had. It's unique to any other podcast. It's Rebrand You, Rebrand Me. It's Rebrand Us.
All right, y'all. So before we went on the break, we were doing thought-provoking questions. Look here. Dina, We got
Dina, hey girlfriend.
Dina, we got a video for this comment.
Damn. I'm sorry.
Zach, unfortunately, that little video that we just played, we can play that for a whole lot more than just you being 46.
Same.
Oh yeah. All right. So anyway,
leave Dina alone.
Thought-provoking questions. Before we went to the break, actually, before we got past those thought-provoking questions, Jeff, our old friend Jeff came. He asked us a question I definitely would like to get back to. Jeff from Ohio, by the way, says, "Hope everyone is good. How do you guys feel about Kamala Harris being the Democratic nominee?"
How do you think we feel?
Right, Jeff.
Well, Jeff, what I would say, because I may not feel like my sweetheart over here. I don't know her. Sorry, Helen, but I don't know her. I don't know anything about her. We had a conversation about this on TikTok, but she hasn't shown herself strong at all. I know nothing about this person. Nothing. That's what I would say. That's all I'll say, because I don't want to get blacklisted.
Well, I'll say this, and I think this is a fair assessment. Because she's black does not mean I'm going to vote for her. Let me go ahead and say that now. There has been some Republican.
It don't work though.
There has been some Republican candidates in the past that I'm like, oh God, no. Case in point, Tim Scott. Tim Scott is a guy that I look at and I cannot stand. So I would not. If Kamala was running on the Republican platform, we would be like, oh God, no. She's on Democrat. And so for whatever reason, black people seem like Democrat is just the savior of our being here in America. So I'm like you. I'm just like Yashika. I don't know her. However, I do know Donald Trump.
Hey, but that's not the question, y'all.
No.
How do you feel about her being a Democrat?
So I feel like since she's not Donald Trump, because I am not a Donald Trump guy, that makes me feel better about just about anybody else who has not proven themselves to be Donald Trump. Now, I don't care that he's a Republican. I think that people got to understand that a little bit more. We don't care that you're Republican or Democrat if you're for us or for me.
And that, when I made my comment, how you think we feel, that's what I was getting to. I am aligned with both of y'all, but I know one thing we all got to comment, that tangerine got to go. So how we feel about it, I'm glad it's at least somebody else running that possibly can speak and convince somebody that Tangerine Man is not it. That's what I meant, because I don't know her either, but I know I ain't voting for Tangerine.
I like that, Andrea.
Andrea says this is not about Kamala. She used to be on the show quite a bit, y'all. This is about voting against Project. She right. Talk more about Project 25. Project 25 versus Agenda 47. What VP do we know? And that's a great question. That's a great question. Great point.
I thought she just picked somebody. She picked somebody. I thought she picked somebody.
I think she's gonna pick somebody.
Don't say that.
driving it home.
I feel like
she just picked somebody. I thought she just picked somebody. I thought she just picked somebody. Spit it out.
He had a glitch.
He had a glitch. Yeah.
This is why you get treated the way you do. This is why you get treated the way you do.
Them comments back though.
Is this why I'm a loser?
Hey, Jeff says, I feel as a Democrat myself, we all got no chance to actually vote for our nation's pick. We got forced into it, unfortunately. I feel the same way. I
agree. And I just want to make this point because I am less ignorant. The presidents don't even matter, y'all. We gotta start voting for the damn House representatives. Them the people.
Yeah.
Them y'all, Kamala or Trump. It don't matter. But if Trump aligned with the houses, that's why he be winning. Kamala not gonna be aligned with the House. So we gotta start voting for our representatives in the the House of Senate and House of.
I agree. It's city and state. City and state. He can't do that.
We gotta learn that stuff.
Yeah.
Deborah Goodson says she hasn't been seen because she is the VP, and that is the reason we haven't seen or heard from her. Now that she could possibly be a forerunner that we were like, I think it's funny. That's a great comment because it's a great comment because we always say that about VPs, but do we really? Had he been a white male, and this is not a racial thing, because I felt comfortable with Al Gore. I even felt okay with Mike Pence. I mean, I didn't like him. I didn't want him, but I felt comfortable. I knew he could do the job.
He just looked startled all the time, didn't he?
Yeah, he was. Legislative branch is what they're saying. Helen, that is a right. Okay.
You hear what? Did you see what Dina put?
Vote local and state. What did Dina put? Say no to the Cheeto.
Say no to the Cheeto.
Say we first vote to get the young lady PC.
Hey Jeff, you in Ohio? I don't know how hot it get over there, but it don't sound like it get hot enough.
What did Jeff say?
Get us some AC.
Get her an AC. Tony Business said, Helen, don't break that fan.
Listen, y'all.
Big Cat, we can like someone, but is she really the best option? Just asking. We don't know.
Unfortunately, Big Cat, she's the only.
That they gonna allow us.
Unfortunately.
Sorry to cut you off, but to your point, Anthony, about us both voting Democrat and Republican, like Democrat is the black option. Because I had someone post that they're voting for an independent party. And the thing about America, right, is to your point, they're going to put in front of us who they want us to go between. But if all of us did our due diligence, and I'm saying myself included, because I hate politics, I don't ever research, but that's an ignorance on my part, we would be able to put our votes and get other people running against the Democrat versus Republic. But they don't show us the people. And y'all know they done created technology, so now we slow and we're lazy and we're not going to go do our own research and be like, oh, who old boy in this party that got such and such going on?
Yeah. Well, the problem is it takes a lot of work, and they know that it takes a lot of work. You gotta research. When you go vote, you don't vote for 2 people. You vote for some 90 people down that whole ballot, and to do the research on each and every one of those 90 people is quite impossible, to be honest with you. That's funny because I call President Orange. All right, so anyway, y'all, let's take the tune up. Let's change it a little bit. Let's have fun. I was reading something the other day, and they were talking about the best song of all time. Actually, I think we talked about that on this show.
Yes, we have. We have.
Don't Stop Believing. It was by Journey, right? Yeah. We even have Zach and Helen singing. So I saw something else later, and they were talking about the best song of all time. I want y'all to think about that. But we're not going to give you just one. I'm going to give you 2. The best 2 songs of all time. I want y'all to tell me who yours is. Okay. The
one
best
for sure by Michael Jackson. I don't know which one, but it got to be a Michael Jackson.
That's a very good start. You will be on this show for the long haul, Helen. Thank you very much. But while y'all are thinking about that, let me go ahead and tell the people, hey, listen, y'all go to TikTok, subscribe. We are Rebrand This Podcast on TikTok. We go live there as well. It's a different atmosphere. It's Rebrand Us After Dark sometimes. It gets really, really fun. Yeah. And if you go do that, you will be able to.
I think all the ladies checking out Zach.
Y'all go follow me. Y'all go follow me so I can put. I can go live.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Let me
like and subscribe.
Jeff said, "Is there a chance I can get voted on the video chats?" Absolutely, Jeff.
Absolutely, Jeff.
Yeah.
You see some of the weirdos that coming on there, Jeff. We'd be happy to have you.
Come on, Jeff.
He's talking about right here. We want you on
here. Don't get nervous, Jeff. Don't get invited and then get stage fright. We need this energy you got in these comments, Mr. Jeff.
Jeff, don't come with that bullshit though.
This is a non-cousin
I mean, you
show.
You're flashing pierced nipples, so how much more can we get?
Anything by Prince for me. All right, let's get back to the question. So she said, anything by Prince for me. So
she's talking about
Zena, you were so cool.
No, that's Zena. That's my friend. I've been friends with her for 30 years. 30 years. More than 30 years. Yo,
but we know an artist has to
be. When Doves Cry.
That is my jam.
Yeah, of course it is.
That is a good song. Well, I was gonna say, who's School of Dada?
You have to be on TikTok.
You gotta be on TikTok.
Oh. I'm missing all kind of stuff.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, Dina says MJ. Come on, y'all, give us some songs.
MJ, no.
Song wise, is real hard.
No, MJ though. I would say Michael Jackson is PYT.
PYT. Y'all, is it We Are the World? That's the song. Or
that's a good one, Kiki.
Really, Kiki?
The Greatest Love of All, Whitney Houston. That's a good one.
Okay. I agree.
I definitely would say Whitney.
Oh, you beat mine too. She's Vernetta. I think she wants Vernetta. She says We Are the World, so we got 2 votes.
Oh no, Thriller. Right? That what it's called. Thriller.
Man in the Mirror.
Tiffany's Googling it. She don't even know. She just throwing out names. Tiffany Googling Man in the Mirror.
Earth Song.
I Will Always Love You. And I
My mom said I would always love you. Come on, Zach.
Come on, girl. Come on.
Hotel California. That's an amazing song.
Hey, yeah.
Hotel California. You know, one of the greatest songs this era, I think, is Tennessee Whiskey.
Yeah, that's another one.
You're smooth.
Hey, talk to me.
It's Tennessee Whiskey.
Come on, talk to me. Come on now. You're as sweet. Come on now.
You're as sweet.
Come on now.
Strawberry wine.
Strawberry wine. Woo-hoo. Come on now.
Give it up for Peaches and Herb.
Right?
Peaches and Herb. Peaches and Herb. What they sing? I can't remember.
I'll say MJB. The way the whole group moonwalk with the roller skate. He like that.
What did Peaches and Herb sing?
I don't even
remember.
All right.
Don't stop the music. Don't stop the music. That was Yarbrough and something, right?
All right, who is it, Anthony? What's the song?
I mean, I'm just gonna give y'all's options. What do y'all think the greatest song is? I'm gonna say "Shake Your Body Down to the Ground" by the Jacksons is one for me.
That was one.
That's a whole time.
Greatest of all time now.
Shake your body down to the ground. You got a whole Bible verse.
Shake your body down to the ground is Romans 10:3. I don't know. Yeah. And then Kimberly Dowell also says, "Don't quit your day job, y'all."
Kimberly,
we did a duet.
Hey, we call that hating, Kim.
That's what they call it in the streets. In the streets, that's what they call it.
We start off like more than
Hey, who we got on this show next week?
We're going to have a great group on. We're actually going to be interviewing gay men who put S on the end of everything they say. And we're just going to be asking, is it just gay or are they living in abundance? Nursing mothers with nipple piercings. We just going to let them know that's not the source of iron the doctor was talking. So we got a lot of money. Auto mechanics with clean hands, and we can ask them what the hell you been doing all day. I like men's cockeyed dodgeball players. And the name of the show will be Nature's Cheat Code. Ballerinas who suffer from ingrown toenails. And the name of the show gonna be No Pain, No Gain. Midgets that are applying for the police department. And we're gonna name the show gonna be Standing Tall for Justice.
Yeah.
You see? I'm gonna do you like dudes in the hood. I'm like, we ain't scared of you. Come on, Zach, let's get it.
Oh, man.
Well, you're a fool, man. You're a fool.
Hey, in the background, I see Ace watching that like it's the first time he's ever seen it. Laughing at his own jokes. Dancing Machine, says Dina. Michael says Life, Casey and JoJo. That's a great song.
Okay, hey, that was good.
Wait, you pronounce that Casey?
Just like a bird.
Hey, tell me about 100 degrees.
Recognize
live.
Come on.
Live.
You better believe it.
Live.
One more time.
Hey, live.
Come on.
Live.
Come on.
Live.
There it
Blow
goes.
the whistle. I said it's on my way to work sometimes.
That's it.
Hey. If she gets on you. Hey, wait, do it one more time. Give us one more time.
One more, come on.
Live. How did I get live?
You gotta get that shoulder movement.
Say,
That t-shirt look like it done shrunk.
Yeah.
I've been working out.
Good job.
Somebody says this is the
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Hey, I ain't seen you in a while though. I've been working out though.
You done got a little slow there, buddy.
Sing it.
I've been waiting on that. I've been waiting on that all day. Didn't even know it.
Hey, I see you looking at me. I see it. I'm an old nigga. I'm an old NIG.
You wish. We can all dream. Life is a dream. We better go walk down the yellow brick road.
Hey, I'm one of those ones that you deal with. I would go for it.
Yashika, please go for this man have a heart attack. The hell is happening right now?
I got AC. I got AC. I got AC. I can keep you. I can keep it cool. My shit's 65.
Out my face.
Hey, yo, hey, yo, hey.
What's up, Chick?
Who we got on the show next week? I want to keep laughing, by the way.
I'm glad you asked. So next week we're gonna be talking to administrators from the O.J. Simpson School of Culinary Art. We're gonna be discussing their low graduation rate. Obviously, a lot of the kids can't make the cut.
That's a good one. That's a good one, Ace.
Oh, that's over here.
OJ be slicing and
That
dicing.
was wrong. I had to think about it for a second. That was wrong.
That's a good one, Ace.
That was good.
You done redeemed yourself, Mr. Sir.
Yeah,
I'm always on point. Next week we'll be talking about Boaz. Stay tuned.
Cause that sucker there.
We ain't talking about Craig's on. All right, y'all. Hey, for everybody that watched tonight, we appreciate y'all. All the comments.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Be sure to go and catch us on TikTok. The party continues. It's fun. Are we going on TikTok tonight?
Apparently, you like to see.
Yeah.
Right
We're
now.
on our way over there.
Right
We're on
now.
our way over there right now.
2 minutes. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, and let's go. We got 2 more comments. Kiki said that, or Kimberly said that was a good one. She's talking to you, Ace. Kiki says, can't wait to see y'all next week. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Hey, let's get on TikTok right now.
You don't even have to wait. Just go to TikTok.
Well, I need y'all to make sure you explain it to me because y'all.
We got you covered. Thank y'all. Stay blessed. Thank you. And we'll see you all. Hold on. Let me get it all set. We'll see y'all next week.
You drop that pill in that cup. You funny.
Don't mind the fizzle.
Did Bill Cosby do stand up?
That's the age gap.
I have to give honorable mention to one of my fellow St. Louis, the late great Dick Gregory.
Y'all should get him on the show.
Kind of hard. He's booked up.
That was a joke.
Oh, wait a minute. Laugh track.
Nobody, it's too late now. We can't go back, Kevin. It's over.